Game On Media is chatting to Bobby De Vere, who plays for the Southern Kings in the Pro 14 competition. Bobby, thanks for joining us. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks to yourself, Dan.
Can't complain. Let's get right into it. You had quite a few years at the Golden Lions, and then you opted to move to the Southern Kings midway through this year. Why?
Dan, the prospect of playing in an international tournament such as the Pro 14 that has quite a remarkable history just excited me, and I felt it was time in my career that I take the next step.
Definitely. You experienced European opposition now as you made your debut against the defending champions, the Scarlets. What is the biggest difference between Southern Hemisphere and Northern Hemisphere rugby, in your opinion?
Dan, I'd have to say definitely the territory in which we play. In Europe, it's a home ground advantage plays such a big role, and obviously only having played 2 games, we've been tossed into quite a hostile environment, but the speed and everything else, I would say, is pretty much the same. It's just all about making the step up.
Do you think that it's a viable option for South African teams to play in Europe, considering you've experienced European rugby?
Dan, I definitely say so. It challenges you in different ways. It takes you out of your comfort zone. There's no mum or dad sitting in the stands that you know you can back or that you can count on, and it's always fun facing new opposition that challenge you in different ways.
And branching off on that answer, obviously the time zones play a huge role as well. You know, you don't have to travel as long because New Zealand is very far, whereas Europe is, although it's still a long flight, I think you cross one time zone. So what do you think of that? Does it help with the preparation? The guys who have played Super Rugby with the Kings, did they notice a difference?
Dan, our flight wasn't that long. It was about 8 hours, and usually when we arrived in England and in Wales, we had a day that we had to recover. And I felt that day it helped a lot, as the next day I could go full blast of training again. But I think it's something that with time, we will just keep improving on that.
Let's move on to some Supersport Rugby Challenge. Before you moved to Port Elizabeth, you played in the Supersport Rugby Challenge for the Golden Lions, and you vice-captained them and led the team as well. What are your thoughts on the competition?
It was definitely a great initiative by Supersport and by South African Rugby as a whole. To bridge the gap between the Super Rugby and the players that are just coming out of school. I felt it was a well-structured competition and a well-organized competition that really, if you're a youngster or even a guy trying to get back into Super Rugby, it's a perfect platform to use.
Johan Ackermann has since moved on to Gloucester in England, but you would have trained underneath him when he did Currie Cup. What are your thoughts on Johan as a coach, and do you think he could be earmarked as the future Springbok coach?
I definitely think so, Dan. Coach Aki he's a remarkable coach. He knows how to get the best out of his players, and it was a great loss for South African rugby for him to go to Gloucester. But I believe that everything that he learned there will only stand South African rugby in good steadfast when he comes back to, which in no doubt in my mind he will coach the Springboks in the near future. Bobby,
as we end off, what are your rugby aspirations?
Dan, I always say that I just play rugby to inspire. Whether it's to inspire kids that's sitting in the stands or whether it's to inspire my fellow teammates that's with me on the field. I just want to give my best in every game that I take to the field and walk off the field with no regrets at all.
Game On Media, thank you for spending some time with us, and we wish you all the best with your future endeavours.
Thank you very much, Sam. Thanks for having me.